This IRS invasion, major shakeups at the IRS could soon impact every American taxpayer. Thousands of employees bracing for layoffs in a move that raises serious privacy concerns. Elon Musk's DOGE team is now pushing for access to the IRS's highly protected system, one that holds sensitive financial information, all of the data of every taxpayer, business, and nonprofit in the country. The Washington Post with the reporting on this one, Trump administration is expected to begin laying off thousands of employees at the IRS. 6 people briefed on the matter said, as the billionaire Elon Musk's team begins to target tax collection. Treasury officials have discussed laying off roughly 9,000 employees still in their probationary period as part of broader dismissals across the government of recently hired workers. Layoffs are likely targeting tax collection. Several of the people briefed on the matter said, indeed, associates of Musk's team are beginning to meet with high-ranking IRS officials about what could prove dramatic changes to the tax agency. Under White House pressure, the IRS may grant DOGE broad access to its systems, including the Integrated Data Retrieval System, IDRS, which holds taxpayer IDs, bank details, and allows data adjustments and document generation. IDRS access is extremely limited. Taxpayers who have had their information wrongfully disclosed or even inspected are entitled by law to monetary damages. And the request for DOGE access has raised deep concern within the IRS, according to 3 people familiar with internal agency deliberations. Now, the IRS runs an outdated system, like a lot of government systems, some dating back to the 60s. DOGE aims to modernize its technology. In a statement, White House spokesman Harrison Fields told the Post this: waste, fraud, and abuse have been deeply entrenched in our broken system for far too long. It takes direct access to the system to identify and fix it. DOGE will continue to shine a light on the fraud they uncover, as the American people deserve to know what their government has been spending their hard-earned tax dollars on. I mean, when you put it that way, Cenk, sounds like this is a wonderful thing. We want fraud and waste to go away. We want our tax dollars put to good use, honest use, but they're not transparent, and they're going about things in a very devious way and allowing unvetted people access to all of our information.
Yeah, 5-alarm fire. This is not a small thing. It's totally unnecessary. And by the way, it will greatly hurt the cause of fighting corruption, fraud, waste, and abuse. So let me explain why. They already have all the budgets. If you want to see what programs are wasteful, you could just look at the budget. You don't need to break into the IRS, get the most secret information our government has. And then for what? How is knowing all of our bank account information going to help you weed out fraud, waste, and abuse when you already have the entire budget? How would knowing Bob's bank account number at Bank of America help you? I know how it could hurt. I know how that information can be misused. Okay, but they're not just getting access to individuals. And you might say, why would they care about Bob? Unless, of course, Bob criticized Elon. And we just did a story for you guys about how Elon wants reporters at 60 Minutes arrested because he didn't like their coverage of USAID. Is he gonna look at their tax information? Is he gonna look at their social security number? Is he gonna look at their bank account? Well, he can, and if this goes through, there will be nothing that can stop him from that. But even if you're not worried about random people, you're not worried about the media and let's go, let's screw over the Democrats and get their private information and use the government for evil. Okay, I don't know how that helps, but okay. How about the businesses? Oh, right. Elon would then have all of the financial information on all of his competitors. What the hell do you need that for? What do you need that for? No, this isn't waste, fraud, and abuse. He's using it as an excuse to go get private information, both through the Treasury and now through the IRS, that he has no business accessing. If he has no business, no one else has any business. You know, you're like, oh, well, we already have national security clearance. No, this has nothing to do with that. For this, you need bigger clearance. Political appointments cannot get this kind of clearance because this is the do not touch. This is everyone's private info. You'll get all of their information. You know that if they get this access, the one they're asking for, they can also change the information in there. They can change transaction data. No, are you insane? I wouldn't put my mom in charge of that. I wouldn't put anyone in charge of that is political in any way, shape, or form, let alone the president's top donor. If Biden said, hey, guys, let's be fair. George Soros gave me $300 million, as Elon Musk gave nearly $300 million to Donald Trump's campaign. Soros gave me $300 million, so I'm letting him have access to your bank account information, your taxes, and every private financial data you have. Who would they sit there and go, oh yeah, that's okay, that's fair. That's fair, because Soros is a good guy. And I'm sure that Soros won't use it against his competitors. He won't use it against his political enemies. He'll just be a saint about it, and we should just trust him. That is identical to what Musk is saying. Not an analogy, not a little bit different, no, identical. So if you say, no, trust the donors, let them have access to all this information, you're a giant sucker, and we're all gonna pay the price. And then, by the way, Musk and his cronies that are asking for information they don't need, the only reason you ask for information you don't need is if you're gonna use it in the wrong ways. You do that, and you're not gonna have to deal with our fury. You're gonna have to deal with MAGA's fury, because you steal from the American taxpayers. I don't know what they're doing, but there's no goddamn reason for this. None, zero. You use it in the wrong ways, and people are gonna be more mad than you have any idea about. And you can't arrest your way out of that. And you can't troll your way out of that. So everyone should be very careful what they do next. Giving them access to this would be mental. They shouldn't be within a country mile of this information.
It's just stunning when you think about it. I think of all the hit list across, they're using the Justice Department. They're threatening to put people in prison. When it comes to this specialized data on every taxpayer, that to me is how you can control everything. And you've raised some things, Cenk, that I wasn't even thinking about. I knew it was dangerous, but I wasn't even thinking about all the layers and the possibilities and the ways.
So on that, one more thing. If you care about corruption as I do, and here, go ahead, left, get super mad at me, but I believe that a lot of MAGA genuinely care, and certainly the independents care about corruption. Guys, you would find the actual corrupt programs, the actual programs that are fraud or abuse or waste, and there's like 1 million of them inside the government. And then you would pull out those examples and you go, look at this one we eliminated, and this one, and then you would gain popularity. And the American people would like you because they don't want waste, fraud, and abuse. If you go in there and go, give me access to all the information I don't need, but I can access everybody's info and maybe use it against them, or you go and you chop all these things like cancer treatment and AIDS treatment like a moron, then people are going to think cutting waste, fraud, and abuse is cutting cancer treatment and AIDS treatment and giving billionaires access to private financial information about Americans. And then people will hate the idea of cutting waste, fraud, and abuse. What are you doing? Super counterproductive. Now, it's counterproductive if that's your actual goal, which I think it is the actual goal of the voters. But if you're a billionaire donor and you have a different goal, well, then I get it. And that's what I'm worried about. Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.